Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have an instructive game to share with you from the 1988 Reykjavik Open. On the white end, Jonathan Tisdall, playing against 11-year-old Judit Polgar. Okay, the opening we have here, an open Sicilian. Polgar running with the small pawn center. The reaction, G4, the Keres Attack. Okay, some security for the knight. G5 is still there. We have the opening of the H file, and now this pins knight. Follow up knight C6, H4, and from here we see A6. Now, how the computer wants to play it says, get in position to meet a capture on C6 with the bishop recapture. Okay, A6 is played here, and white's reply is queen D2. Now, computer is leaning towards the capture on C6 at this stage, after A6, shutting down the C file, giving black an open B file instead. And from here, it's looking forward to queen F3 and a quick queenside castle with the queen on the F file rather than the D file. White may be shooting for E5, working on a couple pins in the position. D6 pawn, knight being pinned there. All right, how it is played here, we see queen D2. I should note that if this, in this position, this top move, one of the top moves at least, bishop D7 is played and knight B5, black is able to conveniently defend D6 against the knight and queen pressure. Queen B8 would be there. Okay, how it's played here. A6, queen D2, queen B6. Each side is going to complete their queenside development these next handful of moves. So a same sides castles game. In comes F4, king B8, very natural after queenside castles. Bishop E2, and rook to C8. Black here now out of the pin. Let me throw this position to you as a pop quiz. What would be your move here? Feel free to pause the video. Okay, in the game, king B1 is played. Very natural, just like how black played it. King B8 after queenside castles. Very natural to immediately get off of this file. The rook is opposite the king. Computer doesn't like this. It's not top. Top here is H5. Any of you come up with H5? Okay, what's going on with H5? H5 prevents an improvement for this knight. Prevents knight H5. If H5 was played here, computer's looking at knight B1. There are some tricks right around the corner for black. If white is not careful, it likes king B1 at this point. If A3, white would be lost. Knight captures E4 would be there. Knight takes, knight, rook captures C2 will track the white queen. Okay, no H5. It's king B1 here. This now allows the knight to hop to H5. And now watch how there is a sort of domino effect in the position because this move is allowed. Two things are going on. One, a fork. Black is close to trading knight for bishop. And two, this bishop is now ready to be trapped. With F6, it's short on squares. So white has to concede something. Runs with F5. E5 is now a hole. This knight has a jump eventually to this square. First, it is knight G3. White inserts a capture here on E6. Computer doesn't like this. Inclusion prefers a rook move, just reacting to the threat straight away. Okay, how white plays it. F5 it is. We get the capture on E6. It says you could take in either direction. Bishop, pawn, Polgar runs with the bishop. Both of those moves will cover D5. You definitely have to watch out for this knight jump. I believe the decision here to take with the bishop is sort of directed at this G5 square by keeping the F pawn still around. F6 here is still a possibility. F6 would break this link You're not trapping the bishop in this case, but you kick the bishop off of this g5 square. It's a convenient defender of h4. Right, the bishop recapture it is. Now white reacts to the threat. There we go, knight for bishop exchange. And from here, the knight improves. Knight d5, bishop for knight exchange. White has no choice here. Got to take with the pawn. Taking with the rook, drops a rook. Pawn captures it is. And from here, let me throw this one too as a pop quiz. What's your next move? Feel free to pause the video. Okay, from here we see queen c7. A move that may be tempting here. The reason why I wanted to throw this one to you as a pop quiz, I believe f6 would tempt many players. F6 may be tempting because the bishop is kicked away from defending h4, and are we not collecting h4 straight away? This would not be a good way to play here because the bishop can respond and throw a punch here at the queen. There's no time to take the pawn, and all that would really be left in black's camp are downsides with f6, namely this e6 square. It's now a hole. Nice pivot for this knight in the future. You'll want to be super careful about playing a move like f6 unless you're getting something significant in return like material, but there's no guarantee of the win of material after f6 here. So invasive pawn on d5. If you're creating a hole on e6 or c6, you're probably asking for trouble in the long term. So not appropriate to play f6 here. Queen c7 may now be hinting at the idea of f6. The bishop can no longer move with a threat. Maybe we're now ready to collect that h-pawn. White gives some support here to h4. Bishop e7. From here, rook b4. There's a pin now on the b pawn. If white captures the bishop, the queen is there to recapture. Rook captures g. There's rook captures h. The queen and rook are on h4 at this point. So white's play keeps this tension. Rook b4 it is, hinting at queen captures a6 now. But first we have the bishop exchange. No time to take on a6. Got to recapture. Follow up. Get out of the pin. And from here we have a4. Now this is a bit on the ambitious side by white. Computer's looking at just a single step. Both pawn moves produce a flight square. This is much more solid. A4, I believe, is looking forward to A5, clamping down on this structure, and maybe in some cases, a nice pivot is available to white on B6, putting some pressure on a base point. Okay, this will now require some support of the white pieces, so proceed with caution. From here, it is rook h3, rook e4, black's rook's doubled. Black is for choice here. This knight is superior to this one, and white knows this, is going to look to trade off this knight in just a couple moves. Very difficult to work around this piece. It's the star piece in the position. You can't challenge it with any pawns. White's going to try to remove it with the knight shortly. In comes a5, rook h2, rook g2, rook h1 check, king a2, and from here we have queen d7. It's at this point the knight now looks to trade itself for the knight. Plays to d2 here. Careful which square you pivot to with the knight. Eventually wants to get to f3. If you pivot on d4, that's game over. So you have to go through the d2 square if you want to eventually get to f3. Knight d2 it is. Rook on 8 to h4. And from here, we see knight to f3. Computer at this point is saying best is rook f2. Not sure exactly what's going on with this move. It says in reply to it, queen d8 is strong, targeting a5, targeting g5. There's a bit of an inconsistency with how white played it. Having this pawn all the way up here, it's not like you are going to be coordinating on b6 at this point, and this really just turns out to be a great liability. Okay, at the end of the day, rook f2 not played. It's knight f3, knight takes knight, queen captures knight. And let me throw this position to you as a pop quiz. What's your move here? Feel free to pause the video. All right, a beautiful finish to this one. Major piece specific ending. White clearly overlooked this idea, pursuing this knight exchange. The winning way is with rook 1 to h3. Now, if black tries queen check here on a4, this isn't working because the rook recaptures. The queen does not have to block the check. The king can slip away on b3. But move order detail, rook 1 to h3 kicks the queen off of this third rank. There's not much choice here. Blocking with the rook, exchange on g3, and then win the rook here on e4. Queen has to move and stay trained here, defending the rook. Now comes the final move of the game. Star finish here, queen a4, check. White resigns. A very pretty finish here. What are white's options? If king b1, there's rook h1, check. You have to block with the queen. And you can win the queen here or even track the rook straight away. Queen's in a pin. And the other detail, if white in this position capture the queen, rook captures rook check. No, going to this b3 square, king b1, rook h1, and it'll be mate in 2 from here. All white would have are the silly blocks with the majors, and you collect those pieces and say check, mate. So a very nice finish to this one. Did you find the answer to this pop quiz here? Sort of masked it a little bit. I didn't want to first insert that one and then just have queen a4 be the winner there. Did you spot this sequence here? Anyhow, feel free as usual to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care.